about like the process of learning is I think you have to have those you have to enjoy those, like to be like entrepreneurial spirit, you know, or like to evolve as a person, or like even like a server. You know what I mean? I'm only saying those things because those is the subject I can speak on. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do daily. So like you're gonna make good choices, bad choices. You know, it's all about the learning process. Like you can't have a perfect day unless you have a bad one. You know what I mean? I'm a big practitioner of like a cause and effect. Like, so if I don't practice this, how am I supposed to be good at it? You know what I mean? But if I choose to do these things, like this may end up in a bad situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the key is like, well, am I going to learn from this, or am I going to keep doing the same mistakes over and over again?
Yeah.
And so some people will keep going down that road until they get beat up so much, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and then they'll be like, oh man, you know what? This isn't really working out. You know, it's not everybody else. It's me. Because I'm choosing these things to do that may not be beneficial for my life. You know? So I'm like very into that. Like, well, how is this going to like propel me forward as a person, as a growing like person, you know, as a friend, as a whatever it may be, you know, just in general, you know, because I always ask God like, hey, I don't need $1 million. I don't need a big house. I don't need a fancy car. Just give me the guidance, the patience, like the grace, and like just to get through whatever's happening, dude. Like, you know, like if we get hurt or, you know, you go through like financial hard times, like I'm like, oh, please, like send me this giant tattoo so I can pay my rent. Just like, hey, dude, like whatever it's happening, just give me the guidance, dude. That's all, and the patience, and just like the wisdom to make the right choices. I don't need anything else. I really don't.
Right.
Because like if I sit and like cry about it, like, oh my gosh, like I'm pulling my hair out because this is happening, this is not happening. It's like, well, what am I really even doing? I'm just like worrying about things that are out of my control. Yeah. And I think it's easy to get caught up in those kind of things.
Oh,
you know?
100%, dude.
And I feel like when you don't like, if you don't enjoy those seasons of like good and bad and the in between, you'll never really like enjoy the fruits of like what's next, you know? So like in surfing, you got to go out there when you first start, you got to paddle out there and you're going to get smoked, dog, you know, like super fast, you know, like everybody does, you know? Yeah. And that's just part of it. That's part of like learning a new thing or a new like skill, talent, whatever it may be. You have to go out there and you got to put in the work, and you got to like be okay. You have to be willing to be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I suck, dude. Yeah. Or today was bad. I didn't do that well. But you know, tomorrow I'll come back. I'll try it again. Yeah. And I'll put my best foot forward, and hopefully I'll grow a little bit.
What got you into surfing, or who introduced you to it?
So my brother Xavier, he is was the main surfer in my house. So I got 4 brothers. Okay. And
very good.
He skated like he's like a 90s kid, like a true 90s kid. You know what I mean? So like not like I'm like, you know, I like 90s stuff. Like no, he was, you know, grew up in the 90s. So he skated and then he surfed. And so I always knew like, oh man, so rad. So when I got older, we would go out with them to Bolsa Chica. So my dad would take us to Bolsa Chica. Okay. And I would just hang out, you know what I mean? Because there was no extra surfboard. So I would just either like bodyboard or just like be in the sand. You know what I mean? Right. But I didn't start surfing until I was like way later, almost into like my 25, 26. So I started like really late, but I skated all of my like childhood and like teenage years.
So you had balance down already. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, I skated a lot of like transition and like bowls and pools. Okay. So there's a skate park in Chino Hills. It's called the Ayala Skate Park. And dude, I was there all the time. There's a big snake run. So I would just pick a line and just zoom across as fast as I could. Oh, wow. So doing that, like skating was really natural for us and like me. And then once, you know, we got older, like, we went out a couple times together, and then I was like, man, you know, like I want to surf, you know? And so I got a foamy, man, just like everybody else. I got a little wave storm dog, like, cause I couldn't afford a surfboard. Yeah. And then, you know, we didn't have like extra boards, like whatever he had were like short boards. And I knew I was gonna be able to ride that, you know what I mean? So, I got a foamy, and then I was like, I mean, I always want to surf. I want to learn. I know that I can see myself doing that, like envisioning myself like surfing. I can feel it in my bones, you know? And then I went out like a few years back, this is a while ago now, and then caught my first little wave, dude, right there in Newport, dude, you know, white water. And I was like, dang, this is it, dude. And then like most things in my life, like I'll become like obsessive. Like I want to learn, I want to like know like the ins and outs. I want to just be like, learn the art of it. Like how how does this work, how to learn like technique, how to learn like the proper way to do things. And that was pretty much it, man. So he was the one who got me into it. And then I would just go by myself. I would go alone all the time. I would just get my little Wavestorm, stick it on top of my Hyundai, drive out there. And I would get there like second shift to like 7:30. Yeah. All the dawn guys would be leaving. So we'd crisscross. And then I'd be out there for hours, man, just hanging out, surfing, and just try to do the best I could. And then, yeah, it progresses, and you get better boards. And now I'm there almost every other day surfing.
That's rad.
So,
that's rad, dude.
Yeah.
Now, do you go with family now, or is it just you?
I try to invite everybody.
Awesome, dude. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, like you should come out and learn, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would enjoy it, because, like, I know what joy it brings me to surf and like be out there and be in the morning and seeing the sunrise and like being in the beach in the water when no one's out there. Yeah. There's like 4 or 5 guys. You know what I mean? And it's usually the guys you see every morning. So it becomes like a little family out there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to invite everyone to come. Like, hey, you should come out. And they're just like, oh, I don't know. And I have a couple friends like, yeah, dude, I'll come and we'll go out. So, but now like I have a crew that we see every morning. So it's Jess, Pauline, Min, and Peter. So I see them every morning. We surf pretty much every other day there at Blackie's, if not HB. And then there's the other guys that surf there. It's like Mike Hope, Mitch, Mike Harris, all kinds, Lori. So they're there pretty much every other day too. So I see them all the time. So it's like a little like family with them. So.
That's so cool, man.
And they're incredible, dude. Like they're so good. They're yeah. I'm so bottom of totem pole with them, dude. It's so ridiculous.
Well, dude, my dad's been surfing since the 60s, and so he's got he's seen the evolution of surfing, which is pretty cool. And I remember being a kid, and the way my dad taught me to surf is kind of like how he taught me to swim in our pool as a kid. He just threw me in.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, figure it out. And he's a Green Beret.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lifelong great career, so he's a hard dude. But there was one thing I remember him telling me about the ocean. And, we went out and surfed, and we were just kind of chilling, and we were about to leave to come home. It was Bolsa Chica, and this was like, I don't know, like 1999 or something like that, dude, 98. But he said, treat the ocean with respect and respect God's creation.
Yeah.
He said, everyone comes here for a different reason, but leaves better.
That's so true.
And I was like,
man,
dang, bro. And he called it the great equalizer.
That's so good. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. My dad was like, dang, Dad, like, what?
That's
He's
deep,
like, all right, get in the car.
Yeah. Just get in there. It's true though. Yeah. Cause like, man, I couldn't even like comment. That's like so good, dude.
Yeah, it was deep, dude. That has stuck with me.
Yeah.
Ever since then. And it's crazy because, growing up from that time, I'm like, what do you mean everyone comes, for different reasons and this and that and a great equalizer. But as you grow up and you get life under your belt and you have good times and you have bad times, I've always found myself being pulled and drawn towards the ocean.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to go. Like I've had terrible days. I've had heartbreak or mistakes. And it's like, you get up and like, I'm just going to go to the beach.
Yeah.
And there's times where like, I am so down. I don't feel like surfing, but just being there is making me feel better. Being grounded, have my feet in the sand, hearing the waves break and the seagulls and the ocean and all that. And then it started to make so much more sense. It's like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I see.
It's true. Yeah. Like, man, life is so full of ups and downs.
Yeah.
And like trials, like good, bad. Like this past month, dude, has been insane. Like I've had so much stuff happen, like with business and just like all kinds of stuff that are out of my control. Like, and it's been raining. It's been stormy. Like the ocean's super dirty, or it was. Like there's like sewage spills. And you're like, dang, dude. So I have like nowhere to like, I guess like, I don't want to say escape. I have nowhere to like, find my peace. So. It's definitely like, like everyone goes for different reasons, dude. So I finally went surfing on Friday, which was really fun. But I was like, all right, cool. I feel like back to normal.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy. Like, everyone does go for different reasons. And it's good. That's why I try to encourage everyone. Like, hey, you should come out, man. Like it's even if you don't catch any waves, like just cruise out there, like come see the sunrise, dude.
Right.
You will feel different. Right. You will appreciate your egg sandwich. Or your egg burrito, like your coffee will taste so much better.
Oh,
dude.
it tastes, man, what's something crazy? And now, as you're a tattoo